If you enjoy succulent tours, you've come to the right place. Today I'm going to be showing you my variegated shelf of succulents. So it's all these ones up here. I keep them all in the same place so I can just keep an eye on them. They're very precious to me. Obviously they're a lot harder to propagate, which makes them rarer. So yeah, these are the ones I absolutely adore. And yeah, they're a pride of place in my greenhouse. So let's get into it. Just to note before I show you any succulents, it is March at the minute. It's the start of March. What is it, the 5th today? So my succulents have been dormant all winter and they've not had water since probably the end of October, I think it was. So they're very, very thirsty. They won't look as beautiful as they do once they've had a really good water, which should happen in the next month or so. I'm just waiting to see when the last frost is. I am tempted to give them a little bit of a drip feed, maybe quite soon because it's really sunny here at the moment. It's 25 today in the greenhouse. But the problem is overnight the lows are quite low. They're about 1 degree. We're having a lot of frost at the minute, so we just need to be very careful. It's a bit of a balancing act at the minute. So let's get into it. So this is a quick overview of what I'm going to be showing you today. They are beautiful. The sun really shows off the colours and it's just, oh, I love them. Very addicted, quite a lot. I do have some on here which aren't variegated just because I have lots of succulents in arrangements which I take in for the winter, obviously, so they don't freeze. So I've kind of just popped them all on here. And I also head chopped a lot of plants last year to try and propagate from stem, and they're all on here as well, just trying to get them to root and get some good light. So let's get into it. So we have, let's start at the front here. Poor little thing, this one is just so thirsty. But we've got a Casio. So like I said, these are very thirsty. They have got no water left in some of these leaves. They are dying for a drink, especially at the minute. We've kind of all of a sudden just got some really nice weather. So I'm really happy about it. But my succulents are just getting a lot thirstier. So yeah, as you can see, they just need a really good drink. So I'm tempted to maybe try a little watering on some of my non-variegated ones and see how they get on. I just don't want to risk anything with these, but yeah, anyway, let's have a tour. So I've recently changed over to these new white pots, which I absolutely love. They're off Temu, they're quite cheap. Yeah, I just think they look really good. So what I need to do is get some kind of top gravel to go on here as well. But once I've kind of sorted everything out and had a good water, then yes, I can concentrate on the little aesthetic bits of the greenhouse. So yeah, we've got a Casio here, which is quite different not to a normal variegated plant. They're not quite as yellow and green as something like this. I quite like that. It's got different striations of colour on it. Let me see if I've got another Casio to show you. So this one here is one of my Casios. This one's actually imported, so it's like a Korean version of it. Yeah, and it just shows how different the variegated one is from the standard one. That's a really beautiful plant, but it does need some water at the minute. This next one is an Ester. I absolutely love the pink kind of edging on the leaves of this one. It's really beautiful. Again, it's got the standard kind of variegated yellow and green, which I absolutely love. This one, I've got two in here. One is an Agavoides Maria and the other one is Lilacina. So one of my bigger variegated ones, which I'll be able to show you shortly, actually had a little pup. So this is the pup from it. I'm just trying to get it to survive. It doesn't have a lot of colouring, which is a bad sign. So if they don't have a lot of green, they die off quite easily because they need that green to kind of live, really, basically. I don't know the scientific terms and the correct terminology, so I apologise for that. But yeah, variegated plants have to have that green or pink or whatever colour it is. They can't just have the pure white variegation. They just can't survive without it. So yeah, that's a little fun tip. And something I didn't know, I had some Compton carousels which generated some really white pure variegated forms and they all died off, so unfortunately they won't last. But this is the mum. So she is a beauty and she has given me this one. Hopefully it does survive. I just absolutely love it. It's just so pretty, but obviously, like I say, it's quite thirsty at the minute. And then I have got another one. As you can tell, I'm a little bit obsessed. I saw these when I did an import and was like, I need to get a couple. I just love them, so I'm hoping I can propagate them this year. I did head chop the bigger one, and yeah, like I say, it's given me some more pups, so brilliant. At the back here, what are these? can't even remember what they're called. The problem is with my labels is in the sun, it really dyes the ink. So you have to then do some kind of weird techniques to see what they are. So these are Onslow. I'm not too sure what the one on the right is. So some of them I don't have marked up with IDs, unfortunately, but it should become a bit more apparent when the weather is better and also they can be watered. The next one is Polydonis, if that's how you pronounce it, and that is just beautiful as well. Those pink tips around the edge of the leaves are just so pretty. This one is more of a mutated form. I think it's a type of either Pollux or a Lilacina, and it's kind of got a marbled form to it rather than variegated, but I thought it could stay in here because it is a little bit different. But that's really nice, and it's got 3 heads on it. This topsy-turvy is just in here as well. I think I just ran out of room, so that's not variegated. I'd love a variegated one of them. I never really see them, so that would be one for my wish list. This one is a Silver Star. I really love the pointy tips on these leaves. So yeah, Silver Star there. This one is a Dr. Butterfield. So again, it's not truly variegated. I can see some dead mealies in here. I do treat my plants quite often for bugs and things, but yeah, there's some dead ones, so I need to get rid of them. This one kind of got really burnt last year, so it's shriveled up, but it does look like it's coming back and it's growing some new ones. So once it's had a water, hopefully it will continue to survive. And then over here I've got, this is kind of new last year, I got it in, I think it was May, and this is a Compactum variegated. I love the colours on this, it's just so like contrasting, isn't it? It's beautiful. And this one I don't think is that popular amongst, like, people have collections of them, but I love it. It's a sunset peony, so it's kind of a really easy one. It grows quite well, it likes to have quite a lot of water. Yeah, it's just a really good staple one to have for your collection. If you're starting out with variegated ones, I would say that's probably one of the easy ones to have, really. This one is one of the rarest, probably one of the most expensive, but looks probably one of the worst at the minute. It's a Cubic Frost variegated. I'm a bit concerned it's losing its variegation. I've head chopped it a couple of times and it's just so thirsty. I think it got attacked by mealies. I don't know why, but my mealies that I have sometimes seem to go for my most expensive plants, but that's life, isn't it? So yeah, that will hopefully perk up quite soon. This one just looks good all the time. It's just, look at it, beautiful. This one is called a Nicksana. I spelled it wrong, it's N-I-C-K. Yeah, Nicksana, and it's just one I've only had for about a year or so. But yeah, it just always looks like that. It never really gets too thirsty. It's been really easy so far, so hopefully it stays that way. And this is a Purple Delight. I head chopped this last year and it's given me a couple of babies, so hopefully they live on. I'm trying to have like a backup of all my favourites, but it just means I'm going to have double the space, which is not possible. So I'm going to try and work out some way of doing it. And at the back I have another one of the Onslows, which I have over here. Again, it doesn't look as good at the minute as it should. And this one is a Pudgy, which is actually a Sedaveria, so it's a hybrid of a Sedum and an Echeveria. And that's variegated, and that's really easy as well. It's given me some pups around the edge there, so I'm hoping to give it some water and then maybe remove some of those pups so they can live on separately. And this one is a Flying Cloud. So that is kind of a frilly plant which gets very thirsty. It's got really thin leaves. Yeah, and it doesn't always look that good because you do have to give it quite a lot of water, but it's something I get quite nervous of doing. So yeah, I do love that one. It's very pink and green. Again, doesn't look the best at the minute. This is probably my favourite. I'm going to put it out there. My variegated Superbum, however you like to pronounce it. It just looks good all the time. It's not had water since October and it looks fine. The leaves, probably very squishy. Yeah, there's nothing in there, but it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it needs a really good drink. So one of my absolute favourites. And then down here we've got a, I never know how to pronounce this, Humulus. That's obviously a variegated form, a little bit more kind of discreet than the rest. It's kind of just got some yellow tips around the edge. This one I think is a minima. I thought it was dying. I think I've managed to save it, so hopefully it does survive this year. I think it got really burnt. So yeah, like that one. This one just seems to always have some kind of mealy problem, so I think I might have finally solved it. But this one is called a Hanicada? I don't know how to pronounce these. Hopefully you can read my writing. But yeah, I really love this one. Again, it's very thin, so it does need quite a lot of water. It's got nothing in there. Look at these poor little leaves. So yeah, it can have some water soon. This one was attacked by mealies. It's now got some little pups growing, and very, very leggy. As you can see, the stem is really tall. It's just quite an old plant, so it just needs to have a head chop this year. I think it's an imbricata. I'm a bit worried the variegation is going, so I have to keep an eye on that one. If you do have this and your variegation starts to leave the plant, because it can grow out just in a standard form, just give it a head chop and you should get some on the stem, hopefully. They should live on. But yeah, it does happen sometimes. They revert to the standard form, unfortunately. But yeah, that's a little tip if it ever happens to you. This is a blue heron, which is variegated. Doesn't look very good at the minute. It had a fungal infection last year. I head chopped it and I got so many pups, and then they all got the fungus as well. So that was a shame, because I must have had about 10 of them and they all kind of died off, which is unfortunate. But he lives on, and hopefully he will look beautiful later on in the year. This is my variegated Luella. It's more pinky than anything. I think it gets quite stressed in the sunlight, but yeah, it looks really, really good at the minute. Obviously, I'm not going to say for everything, but they do need a lot of water. But yeah, that's a really nice double-headed one. This one, I don't know what it's called. It says, I got it from, I imported it from Korea, so it had a translation of Cyprus gold. I don't know if that's true. Yeah, it kind of got burnt this year. I thought it was going to die, but it has lived on, which is brilliant. This is one of my newer ones. This is a Lola, and I absolutely love it. So I'm hoping that does survive, because I just get really worried when I import them. Sometimes they seem to rot like months and months later. So yeah, fingers crossed it stays, because these two together, beautiful. This is a, what is this one? Golden Glow. Okay, I don't know if I even remember having this. Again, very thirsty, got a bit burnt. And we have another Luella there. So yeah, that's kind of the first section. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm not going to go over every single one. If you do want to see the rest of them individually, let me know and I can do that. But I'm just going to do a little overview now, so you can just admire them. So that's the tour. Obviously at the end I just gave an overview, because I don't want to sit and bore you with all of the different names. But if there's something you want to see, then please do let me know. Yeah, I hope it's been of interest. I absolutely love them. They're so beautiful. I might redo this video once they've had some water in a couple of months' time, just to show you the difference. It's really interesting how different they are and how they survive. So it's now been November, December, January, February, March. It's been 5 months since I've had water, and they look really, really good. My cat is in the greenhouse trying to destroy my arrangements. So I think I'm going to make a move. So I think on that note, I'm going to finish the video here. So if you've got any questions, or if you've enjoyed this video, please let me know. And I'd love you to subscribe to the channel. It really means such a lot when you subscribe. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.